I just think it's been interesting of late, especially now that John is a parent himself, um, how the dynamics have changed because obviously having mom as our mom, um, and the fact that John and I are 16 years apart, and that um, I had mom first, and it was just mom and me for that time. And, um, and being an only child and kind of how not wanting to share. And then baby Birdie comes along.
Right.
And then I moved out, and then John gets mom. And then it's just the two of them for that time, really, and kind of having their dynamic and relationship in that way. And not, then John moves out, and just kind of how all of that is shifted. I mean, how have you felt with that and kind of what you've seen?
Well, yeah, I'm grateful that I got to have the one-on-one time with both of you.
Mm-hmm.
I watch how your family works, and I think you do a lot with everybody all the time. And my energy was just devoted to one person.
Sure.
Until John was born, and then it was like Krista was pretty grown up, and she was so gracious about opening up her life. I mean, she loved you from the moment she held you, but it was way different, for Krista and me to be 10 years on our own, and then have you. Obviously, you needed a lot of time and attention. And I would always feel like I hoped that I was giving you what you needed at the same time as a teenager. I mean, that's a whole different set of expectations. So, yeah, that's why I'm so grateful that I got the one-on-one time with each of you. And it's just always been really important to me that you have each other.
Yeah, it's a really unique dynamic just because we're siblings in a different way because maybe we weren't under one roof. There was never been any tension. Whereas I imagine if we were closer in age, as I'm seeing with my own kids, and you're on top of each other, there can be normal sibling tension, and we've just never had tension, much less a fight. Like it's just never happened because, and it makes me wonder, like, as we talk about one-on-one time, only you could probably observe what has changed in that one-on-one time. What do you think has changed the most when she was parenting you, the parenting me through our school years?
Yeah, well, I feel that, I didn't see a lot of the day-to-day in your teenage years. Obviously, I'd probably heard stories and things, but I think probably more relaxed with you. I feel you're the favorite. I'll put it out there.
I feel like you laid some tram lines for me to earn trust.
Yeah.
Like you were able to fulfill all the parameters of fear, and then without messing up.
Yeah.
Right? So that kind of led to a little more leeway for me.
Sure.
Because you had done all the work.
Yeah.
So,
fair enough.
But yeah, but parenting style, I mean, you thought it was a little more laid back for me. Yeah. I believe that. I think. What do you think? Did you notice a difference?
Oh, really? I don't think so. I mean, I felt like I was involved in both of your lives so much.
Yeah.
As you went through, like, middle school and high school and all the stuff that you did. I mean, yeah, so just being there and being involved in it. Yeah.
You said the favorite. Once I became old enough to kind of realize we were siblings, because I think at the beginning I was told, but it just never clicked. And then I would just press you all the time about who was your favorite. And every, like, just out of nowhere, and you would just get blindsided by questions from your kid out of nowhere. And that would just, as a hard hitting one. And you would always say, you were my favorite son. And Krista's my favorite daughter. And we don't need to talk about this anymore. Like, nothing's changed since the last time we've discussed this.
Right.
I just was always fishing, I guess. Do you think you've noticed any parenting skills that you've taken from mom and applied?
I think definitely just the caring attitude and the nurturing and wanting to just make sure everybody's okay,
Yeah.
and putting kids first, me second or last.
Yeah.
And I definitely say I don't have a favorite, even though I do get
The question.
the question and I get pressed and I do get outed and saying, yes, you do. You have a favorite. They point out that I have a favorite. But no, I think mom's just very selfless and caring and thoughtful and just wanting to make sure everybody else is taken care of. And to the point that, that she's last on the list.
Right. I would agree with that. I think she also, you instilled a love of stories, just storytelling, reading, understanding, talking about it afterward. It's just kind of a whole new, it just opened up a world that I love with my kids, just doing stories and talking about it. And like, how it makes them feel, because it's just one thing to read a book, and it's another thing to really enjoy, and then talk about it and apply it to your life. And it's just fun at a young age to see that grow. And now, because of the work you do with the girls and you did with these kids and me and Krista, see them starting to storytell at 4 years old, which is so fun. She's making up stories, and that doesn't happen unless we're kind of molding that. So I love that.
And I would say I'm very thankful for the organizational skills because with 4 kids, I definitely needed that. And so that's been a big help in just keeping things together and getting through it.
You kind of parented through 2 generations.
Yeah.
What was that like? Just culturally, too, things were very different, I imagine.
Well, and culturally, in the way that where Krista went to school, it was a much smaller setting. And I knew all your friends, I knew all the kids, everything. Then your school was that much bigger, having to learn all the parents and all the friends and all of that. And I have to say that East Grand Rapids is not an easy place to be a new person.
Yeah.
And it was the same thing for you.
Yep.
I mean, I think we did okay in the time that you were there, and you made some great friends in the time that you were there, but it was just a huge learning curve in terms of who are these people and where can we all be part of it, that kind of thing.
Well, and I think also the one thing that really helped was the community is still is so focused on winning and being the best and getting the best out of yourself and the most out of yourself. And if you don't, then you're falling short. And while that's a really good lesson, it's a hard one as a teenager. And I remember integrating into that and feeling like, can I do this? Because I'm coming from this community where I think I've got it handled. I know what I'm doing and got it set. And I come to this community and it is a whole new ballgame. And you you absolutely just really reinforce that not only can you do this, you're going to do this, and you're going to be the best at it. And that was a hard thing for me to see, and so, as a younger. But then once I got through it, the work ethic, the grind. Like this is not going to be easy. But once you do it, it's going to be worth it. That was a hard lesson. But given the parameters, I think it was really healthy. So appreciate you kind of pushing me through there out of the gate.
And I know yours wasn't easy either.
Sure.
Because that whole friend thing, it was so cliquey, and you don't want your kid to have to live that, you know. So, but you did, and you came out stronger for it too. And then you had your experience at Elma College, and it was awesome. And Randy was there, and yeah, so it's a happy story, right? Yeah, we wouldn't have these wonderful people.
Any other sibling talk?
No, I just think, like you said, it's interesting because now in having these kids and when they fight, and I just laugh because I don't get it.
Same.
Like, what's the deal? Like, what's your issue? Like, figure it out,
Yeah.
because you and I don't fight.
I
Like,
know.
we just don't, and they just laugh. Like,
Yeah.
and Randy, even being the oldest of 5, it's like, it's just what happens. It's what's done, and I'm like, I don't get it.
Same. I'm learning in real time too, so I'm gonna have to call you up. And I have just being like, not knowing how to be a sibling, in tight quarters. What works and doesn't work?
Yeah.
As I see my kids fighting in there. So,
It's just like, quit it. Just stop. Nothing to
fun.
fight about.
Too fun.
But
You got awesome.
You're awesome. Thank you.
you're awesome. I love
Thanks
you, Mom.
for getting us here.